She's sitting in the doctor's office, phone in one hand, car keys in another, and she's staring at the clock. Her children's preschool is going to get out soon, and she's stuck across town, and she's not going to be able to make it there in time. So she texts the one person who literally lives steps away from the school, listed as the emergency contact, and just says, hey, I'm running late. Is there any way you could get the kids this afternoon? But what comes back is not, of course, I've got them. It's a long text letting her know, I'm just so sad. The kids are in preschool at all. This is too many hours for them to be away from home. I just don't agree with this choice. I'm crying. I'm too upset. I can't go out to pick them up. But what this mom doesn't realize is that this one moment is about to turn living next to grandma into walking on eggshells in her own home. Lena and Mark, they have 2 kids under 5, and a few years ago, they moved into Mark's mom's really big house. It's set up more like a duplex, so Lena and Mark, they live on one side, and then their mom lives on the other. They pay rent, and at first, it felt absolutely perfect. Grandma's always there, the kids adore her, but over time, Lena started to notice a pattern. Grandma's a real fun grandma, but she's not like a consistent, calm babysitter. When she's alone with the kids, frantically and frequently, she'll be calling Lena over small things. She didn't really raise Mark. His grandparents did that. So being a go-to childcare person isn't really her thing. It's kind of new for her. And as the kids grew, Lena and Mark decided we should have some simple rules. Like, please don't let them play on the phone. Don't tell them to hide the phone when the parents walk in the room, promoting secrecy. And don't overdo certain foods because it's upsetting their stomachs. And then they would catch grandma doing the classic thing. Hide the phone. Daddy's coming. We don't want daddy to get mad at grandma. And then making little jabs about their parenting, and then she continues to feed the foods that upset their children's stomachs. It's just a lot. She doesn't listen to anything. Still, when everyone's together, the kids light up. They absolutely love grandma, so Lena has tried to make it work. And then this preschool thing happens. There's this amazing preschool literally right next door to their house. And after 4 years of having a child on her hip 24/7, Lena and Mark, they can afford it, and they decide, yeah, we want our kids to start having some structure and really socialize, so having friends. Grandma's heartbroken. She does not like this decision. She thinks there's too many hours spent away from mom, and it's just not fair to the kids. Lena enrolls them anyway. Grandma is listed as one of the emergency contacts, but then one day, Lena's schedule falls short. She's across town at her doctor's appointment. The pickup time is looming, but when she leans on her mother-in-law is apparently beside herself, crying about the fact that the kids are even over there. She's too beside herself to walk 100 feet and get them on time, and they haven't spoken since. In fact, the last pleading text that Lena sent her mother-in-law was just begging, please just go get them, but she never got a reply. Mark has tried to talk to his mom, said like, that was so rude of you, and if you are listed as an emergency contact, you need to go, no questions asked. But she hasn't budged. No talking, no apologizing, no asking for the kids, just radio silence. And it's been 30 days and they live in the same house. Now, Mark thinks we need to sit down with my mom and just present a boundaries list to her. Things like, if you're an emergency contact and you're called, you need to go, no questions asked. Stop promoting secrecy with our kids around the phone. Don't feed our kids snacks or food when they're under your care. And then stop with the comments about our parenting. But Lena's worried, like, maybe it's too late. I mean, maybe this isn't really how boundaries are supposed to be. She kind of thinks they're just silent agreements that everybody respects. You don't really have to talk about it. And that's why she's here asking for our help. First of all, Lena, oh my God, this would be extremely frustrating to call your mother-in-law, who is literally feet away from your children, when you have no way of getting there and you don't really want to cancel your doctor's appointment, because we all know it takes forever to even be seen. And then she's not able to do you a solid because she doesn't agree with your choice in the first place around preschool. Absolutely terrible. So if this were my family, this is what I would see. You actually don't have a mother-in-law problem so much as a role problem. It looks like you're asking her to be a calm babysitter, a last-minute taxi, a rule enforcer, and an emergency backup. But the way that she shows up, she's just really built to be a fun grandma when everyone's around. Plus, right now, what you're calling boundaries, they're actually requests. Please don't give them that food. Please don't let them be on your phone. Please pick up anytime we need, no questions asked. Those are you asking her to change, and she might not agree. That means the control stays with her. And a boundary is what you can do. So if you keep feeding them foods that hurt their stomach, we can't leave them with you at meal times. If phones continue to become an issue, we're not going to use you as a sitter anymore. We'll only see you when we're all together as a group. If we need a sure ride from preschool, we're going to find another emergency contact who can always go instead of putting that pressure on you. Do you see the difference? Requests are, please change. And a boundary is, here's how we're going to handle it if you can't. I I would start accepting my mother-in-law for who she's already shown you she is. She's not a reliable on-call babysitter. She is a fun-loving grandma when everyone's around and the stakes are really low. Basically, I'm going to stop putting her in a job where she's set up to fail. That could look like removing her as the emergency contact, only letting her be with your kids for short, simple windows where food and phones are not a huge deal. Or for a season, you can decide anytime we see grandma, we're going to be doing it as a family. That way, she just gets to play and she doesn't have to manage. And when you do that, you're matching her role with her actual strengths. So with the comments, you can either just let them roll off and just consider the source, or you can end visits early. Both are within your control, and you're not wrong for wanting help with structure. You're just learning in real time that boundaries are less about getting her to behave right and more about choosing where you place your kids, your trust, and your time. You can love your kids fiercely, you can keep your rules, and you can still let them enjoy grandma who works best when everyone is in the room together.